Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tricky Jim. Thank you so much for tuning in on this lovely Thursday night. Hopefully, you're ready for some Pokemon TCG action, Gym Leader Challenge styles. That's what we got going on this evening here in beautiful Akron, Ohio at wonderful Full Grip Games. I'll warn you, I've been at the studio all day today. I've been here since 9 a.m. So 10 hours so far. And I have been working the entire time. 10-hour days so far. And we are getting started with a GLC tournament right now. So we've got a handful of hours left to go. And I am very thrilled to be sharing those hours with you guys. I am working hard on my Rocket Cube video, which is almost done. I mean, it's basically done. I'm just putting like final touches on it. Got to film a little bit more B-roll, and all that. But that's it. So that video should be coming out tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. It's a fun video. I think it's a very unique one, and it's so much better than my last Cube video. So I'm very excited about that. I think I'm starting to get the formula down, and I think like the next Cube video that I do will be perfect, and it'll be the third one that I've ever done. And I think 3's the magic number after all. First one was like a solid first attempt, but I kind of figured a lot of stuff out. Second one is going to be a huge step forward, and then third one's going to be perfect. But this one, honestly, this one's going to be goated. It's got a lot of funny stuff, a lot of funny haha that you can't easily replicate, right? So like a lot of good candid moments that are going to, I think, carry the video. It's like 45 minutes long, which is pretty good considering I've got like an introduction, I've got like an entire draft in there. And then 8 games featured in the video as well. We've got round 1 coming up. It's Fran's birthday today, so happy birthday to Fran. You see all of our Gym Leader Challenge locals are celebrating with their party hats, so that's awesome. I see Chris the Hedgehog over on YouTube says, have I seen what's happening in rotation in Japan? No, I haven't. Or unless you mean like what decks are doing well in Japan post-rotation. I have seen that, yeah, for sure. So I don't really know what you're talking about. But getting this all worked out now. Where is my thing? It's not letting me. Having some technical difficulties right now as I try to edit my overlay. It is not letting me do it in studio mode, which is super duper cringe. So let's see if it'll let me. Oh, we got 16 players. Okay, so it's gonna be 5 rounds, 5-rounder tonight. Let's see if this works for the overlay. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. Why it won't let me update this? This is really frustrating. Yep, no, won't let me update it at all. Let's see. I double-click the source, which is what I always do. And then usually I double-click the source, and it lets me like go edit it. But now it is not letting me do that. Fascinating stuff, guys. Fascinating stuff. I can turn them on and off. Okay. Why is it doing this to me? Good Lord. I'm sorry, guys. It just won't let me edit OBS just won't let me edit my sources, which is just freaking awesome. I probably have to like shut the whole thing down and then restart it. That's probably just what I have to do, because that's the kind of thing that you usually have to do if things aren't working. That's just what you have to do, right? Like usually when stuff stops working, you just shut the whole thing down. And right now, it's not working. So, all right, yeah, here we go. Gotta fix this whole thing. All right, getting started with round number 1 of Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League Nights. We have got Chris Harsh on the right versus Anthony Saya on the left. Tony's going to be playing a grass deck with Wo Chen, which is very cool. Wo Chen does like a 120 to 2 Pokemon snipe attack if you only have like 3 or less cards in your deck. And then Chris Harsh playing a water deck. Looks like there's going to be a Ludicolo in the water deck and a Corsola. So already we got some spice. Now I was having technical difficulties as I was getting this stream going. So please do excuse the weird start as I get the overlay fixed. For some reason, it was not allowing me to update the overlay, which I don't know, never encountered that bug before, but I did just update my operating system. So like I've just been encountering random bugs all the time since I updated my operating system, and I've learned my lesson. Just never update your operating system and you'll be okay. Never ever do that. Yeah, just never update anything. Which is funny because I'm on a Mac, but I've been hearing terrible things about Windows and Copilot as well. So it's yeah, just never update, you know. Updating is a scam, dude. If things aren't broken, why fix it? You know what I'm saying? Why fix it? If it's not broke, don't fix it. But anyways, here we are. Gym Leader Challenge, League Night, Round 1. Tony versus Chris. There's our overlay. There we go. Okay. Now I just need to go over to YouTube, and I need to like reconfigure all of my freaking stuff over on YouTube because I had to restart the stream. Oh, wait. Did it just keep the... Oh, it kept the same stream on YouTube? God, I'm so blessed. That's great. Even though I shut it down and started again. Kept the same thumbnail and everything. Wow, that's just fantastic. All right. Cool. We're good to go then. Kept the same thumbnail. Are people on YouTube here? Can someone in the YouTube chat comment or, I don't know, speak in the chat so I can see if YouTube's here? Had to shut everything down and restart. So if you're here on YouTube, wave your hand. Excellent. You're here? Fantastic. Twitch, you guys are here? All right, we're good to go. Rocking and rolling now, folks. All right, let's get into this. Game time. All right, the Wo Chen deck is kind of crazy, as the Wo Chen deck requires that you get to the bottom of the deck very quick. It looks like Tony is leading the charge with Badoo item locking. It's got Grottle, and I just have no idea what's going on in Chris's deck, to be honest. Like Chris Harsh, Expanded is a big card pool. It's a really big card pool, so it's hard to be prepared for absolutely everything when I'm doing these streams. Looks like this Corsola has a Call for Family attack, which is what Chris is doing. Call for Family to get more Pokemon onto the bench. It looks like there's a Cryogonal. I think like the Ludicolo is probably the one that increases damage. I mean, there's like Not that many good water Ludicolo's. I'm imagining it's the Enthusiastic Dance Ludicolo. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you get to do 100 more damage, which is pretty cool. So I imagine that this is the idea that Chris Harsh is going for, right? I have to imagine that's the concept. And then we also see that Chris has got Cryogonal, right? So the Cryogonal item locks does 10 damage. And that Cryogonal is right there over on the bench. So maybe it could be possible to like boost your damage output on Cryogonal, like do like an item locking for 110 damage or something, you know? That's kind of what I'm guessing. But honestly, Tony's kind of got the ideal start. He's got the Badoo item lock. We see Cherubi on the bench, just poking with Badoo every turn. But Chris does have a third energy on, or does have the option to put a third energy on the Corsola and can start swinging. The Corsola does like surf. And Chris will take a knockout with that surf. It's surf for 60 damage on the Corsola. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Yeah, that's what we got going on here from Chris Harsh. The 3 energy on Corsola surfing. And Tony's got the Iron Leaves from Twilight Masquerade right now in the active spot. It's got this attack, Avenging Knuckle. 100 damage for 3. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, does 60 more damage. So 160 damage Revenge for 3. Not a bad attack. It's like a very serviceable attack. It's tough having an attack like that costs 3 energy when you've got, you know, like Druddigon in the Dragon card pool that has a Revenge for 160. It only costs 2 energy. But this attack does do base 100 damage, unlike Druddigon. So that is nice. And then Recovery Net, in a pinch, can put 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. Nice that Chris was able to clear the Badoo threat and get that out of the way. The scary thing is, of course, that if Tony is going to be able to get to the bottom of his deck before Chris can really get set up, we see he's playing very aggressive draw cards like the Explorer's Guidance right there. He can let loose the Wo-Chien, right? Wo-Chien. It's got the Hazardous Greed attack. For a grass and a colorless energy, does 20 damage, but if there are 3 or fewer cards in your deck, this attack also does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's the idea of this deck, is to try and get to the bottom of your deck and use Hazardous Greed to take bonus knockouts. You've got Cherim there on the bench, which can accelerate grass energy into play with its Spring Bloom ability, which is how Anthony is able to accelerate those extra energy into play this turn. And does have the attack with the Iron Leaves, 160 damage. Will knock out the Corsola, and we'll see what Chris can do from here. This is going to be one of Chris's, I think Chris's first turn without item lock, yeah. So it's going to finally be able to play some items. Timer Ball double heads off the Timer Ball. And we'll see what evolution Pokemon Chris decides to get. You know, I put the translucent dice down there on the table in the hopes that players use those as the legal coin flip dice, but I cannot control what they do down there, folks. I just can't. So I can assure you that none of my dice are loaded, but you're supposed to flip the translucent dice. That's why they're there. That's why they're there. All right, so we've got Hisuian Basculegion. I believe that's the Basculegion that does more damage for the amount of water energy in your discard pile. Yeah, it does. Upstream Spirits, 20 damage for each energy in your discard pile, then shuffle those energy back into your deck. Doesn't need to be water energy, but I suspect that Chris is playing probably all water energy. It's got 3 water energy in the discard pile. So not like that good of a turn from Chris, really. I mean, just kind of getting the... Wait, yeah, you can't item lock. No, there's literally item lock. Chris, don't read the Beautifly. You can't play the... All right, let me see if my walkie... Hopefully my walkie works. Hey, guys. Aren't you item locked, Tony? Bro. Yeah, cut that out. Yeah. All right, walkies are working tonight, folks. This is a big dub, big dub. Walkie-talkies are working, so no cheating, bro. No cheating. Can't play items under item lock. That's what the Cryogonal does. And that's what Chris did. So Cryogonal has the Frozen Lock attack. Both these players trying to inflict each other with item lock as the game is getting started. Frozen Lock, 10 damage. But the Iron Leaves will be able to take that knockout, go to 4 prizes remaining. Easy KO for Iron Leaves. I don't really know what Chris is doing there. I didn't see. Did he accidentally reveal a card or something happened there? I don't know. Yeah, the 100 base damage certainly making that Iron Leaves much more formidable attacker, being able to clear low HP targets like the Cryogonal. Tony seems to be in a very favored position now. He's got a good-looking board. Grottle can use that Sun-Drenched Shell every turn. Looks like, Chris is going to go get Kingdra, Rare Candy Kingdra, which is pretty neat. Using Drizzile Shady Dealings to help that play along. Kingdra has got the World Tide attack. Reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. The attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy you find there. Then you discard the energy. Holy cow, dude. This thing is crazy. All right, sure. We've got Kingdra. Okay. Here comes Kingdra. World Tide. Dude, you guys ready to World Tide? Let's go. Got to roll the sleeves up for this one. 1, miss. Oh, yeah, you got to have an energy to attack, Chris. All right, here we go. 1, miss. 2, okay, hit. 3, miss. 4, hit. 5, 6, 180 damage snipe somewhere. Holy cow. What are we hitting, chat? What are we hitting? Just knock out the active. You could do it to anybody, but yeah, I think the Iron Leaves is probably going to be the best bet because, you have to pressure Anthony to, find a new attacker or something. I mean, the Kingdra's got 150 hit points. You don't want it to just get, knocked out instantly. And if you knock out anything else on Anthony's board, then the Iron Leaves is just a free 160 to the active, right? So you have to take out the active. Unfortunately for Chris, have to take out the Iron Leaves with the Kingdra. Don't get to do anything cool with the World Tide. We'll see what Tony decides to do. And with Lana's aid, you could just go get the Iron Leaves with 2 grass energy. Looks like that's what he's going to do. And then he's got Torterra. Torterra, obviously, a huge threat with Evo Press Does 50 damage times the amount of evolutions you have in play. And right now, there are 4 evolutions on Tony's board, so that is going to be 200 damage with Evo Press. Big knockout. Beautifly also hits the board. So Beautifly can help Tony draw more cards with its stoked draw, stoked something. It's stoked straw, that's right. Allows you to fill your hand to 6 every turn. I mean, so that's just an incredible draw card, of course. Something you love to have in play. Pokestop, funny inclusion. And, you know, Chris does not mind using the Pokestop because it gets another water energy to the discard pile, and this Basculegion will be able to upstream spirits. But will Chris be able to get to enough energy to actually knock out this Torterra? That's the concern, right? Upstream Spirits, free attack, does 20 damage for each basic energy in your discard pile, then shuffle those cards into your deck. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, like maybe 6 energy right now. You would need 10? Is it possible for Chris to get 10 down? You would think that this deck might play Battle Compressor, get you like close. You know, Intellion Shady Dealings is going to be as much help as you could possibly get to go get those energy into the discard pile. Right? Shady Dealings allows you to go get 2 trainer cards out of your deck to put into your hand. I am a little concerned that the wheels are kind of falling off the wagon over here on the Spicy Water deck. And it's a very cool idea, but a lot of different pieces moving around that all need to kind of come together to make this thing work when Torterra kind of just goes bang, right? I mean, Torterra is just swinging for 200 damage for 2 energy. Very easy to kind of set that all up. Or Chris has got like a Kingdra's discarding energy from the deck, and then Basculegion putting the energy back, and then I see the vision. Like, I see what we're going for here. But can it compete with the very consistent grass strategy that we're seeing from Tony? It looks like Chris has Evolution Incense. Water energy going to Intellion. Probably just kind of saying that this has to be a 2-hit KO on the Torterra, which is rough, right? That is just tough. Especially with Tony already at a big advantage in the lead. There we go. Upstream Spirits. Going to dole out 120 damage, 6 water energy in Chris's discard pile. All of them getting shuffled back into the deck. Tony just 3 prizes left. Finds the Wo Chen off of the prizes with Hisuian Heavy Ball. Now, I would like to see Tony win in 2 turns and get to 3 cards left in deck next turn. I think that's what we want to see. So can Tony whittle enough of this deck down? I mean, there's still like a good amount of cards in this deck. Still way too many cards in this deck. And you can see he's trying to like figure out how to whittle the hand down. All right, I think Tony deciding that he's not going to play the Super Rod. I think he's saying I'm going to Pokestop first. Maybe he's trying to like thin his hand down so that he could Stoke Straw to draw more cards. I think that's probably what he's thinking. But his hand is just so big right now. It's going to be tough to get some action off of Stoke Straw. He's going to hit the Pokestop. All right, we got Timer Ball, Grass, and Pal Pad. And the thing about it is that like you've got these cards that put cards back into your deck. So it is kind of hard to get to the bottom of your deck, right? Because like it's just really hard. It's really hard to get to that 3 cards left in deck because you have to get there while not burning all the resources you need to like actually win the game. And you've got these cards that like put cards back into your deck, obviously, because if you get to 3 cards left in your deck, you need to not lose, right? So you have to have cards that like can recover key resources like Pal Pad, like Super Rod, stuff like that, to put like game-winning cards back into the deck so that you can find them. I'm not feeling very confident that Tony is going to get to the bottom of his deck. I was just going to decide to use Hex Maniac. Pretty good turn. Hex Maniac, Evo Press for 200 damage. It's pretty good. Chris does not have access to abilities this turn. Shouldn't matter. Should be able to just use Intellion, Aqua Bullet, 120 damage, knock out this Torterra. But then, of course, Tony seems to be in a very comfortable position to just trade his way out of this game. With only 2 prizes left to take. Has to be able to deal 160 damage, but does have the Iron Leaves on the bench, which can easily do that. The Zarude can also do that. So that's not a problem. The Zarude Jungle Whip. 80 damage. Plus, you can put all energy from the Pokemon back to your hand. If you do, the attack does 80 more damage. I see Chris uses Razu to go get evolutions out of the deck. Goes and grabs Kingdra. It doesn't have anything. It has to just pass. Oh, it's bad. Chris just put all his water back into his deck. It doesn't have a way to actually draw the water energy. Yeah, it's all bad right now for Chris's spicy water deck. As Tony is just going to be able to run away with it. Take an easy couple of prizes here at the end of the game. And finish strong with his grass deck. Tony is going to maybe scoop up net the Roserade just to have access to it. It looks like maybe decided against it. And it's going to swing with Torterra again. And I think that makes sense, right? Top deck's of water energy. It's just, yeah, that's reps. Yeah, not really any point in playing this out. It is over. Tony taking down Chris with the Wo-Chen grass deck. Unfortunately, didn't get to see Wo-Chen, but we did get to see lots of grass fellas out there swinging for the fences. Better luck to Chris in the rest of his games. I was kind of getting the gist of what he was wanting to do over there. Where'd our GLC players go? We've got 2 here, but what are they all doing over here today? Why are we all over here? What is going on over here? Is it smelly over here? Is it smelly? What? They never play over here. Anyways, I don't know. Lots of very interesting interpretations of the birthday cap going on. It might be cold over there. That would be my guess. Is that maybe this side is cold. Yeah, it's right by the brick wall. This thing is not insulated very well. Not to mention windows. So, yeah, it might be drafty over there. I could see it. Yeah. So, Cole gets in from the windows, can confirm from standard lead. All right. So that's why we're all over here. Got it. Cool. Lots of fun stuff to talk about, though. So let's get to yapping a little bit. First things first, new Gym Leader Challenge podcast. Now being produced by 3 of our Gym Leader Challenge locals, co-hosted by Tony Saya, who we just saw win on stream, John Patterson, and Ben Morse. The Gym Leader Challenge Chat Lounge. Shout out to GLC Chat Lounge. If you haven't already checked it out, definitely make sure to do that. You can find Gym Leader Challenge. Gym Leader Chat Lounge is the name of the podcast. Gym Leader Chat Lounge. GLCL. Yes. So these guys do a great job of kind of talking about the Gym Leader Challenge meta. They talk about all of their, weekly GLC tournament runs and things like that. And they're 2 episodes in, really. So it looks like it's going to be a weekly podcast. They're 2 episodes in right now, and it's a great thing. Ben Morse obviously does so much for the Gym Leader Challenge community online and here at Full Grip Games, because he's doing this podcast, which I think is just like a great evolution of his content. A way to continue putting out videos and stuff like that about GLC. But then he also runs the morsemakes.com website, which you can go to morsemakes.com right here. The GLC badge board, season 3. He keeps the stats on all of the weekly GLC tournaments held here at Full Grip Games, complete with the badge board, how many of each type have won week in and week out. He has got deck lists as well if you want to figure out what won each deck, what won. You can click on the deck list and it'll take you there, right? It'll just take you straight to the deck list. So very cool. Obviously incredible website for keeping records of our Gym Leader Challenge League nights. So definitely make sure to check out the Gym Leader Chat Lounge on Morse Makes YouTube channel. It also keeps track of the player records. You can see, what everybody's overall record is, which is really cool. Deck type performance data, dude, that's crazy. Deck type record data across all players in attendance for current season. Wins, losses, ties. All right, Fire is 28, 49, and 2. Grass is 85, 131, and 5. Water's 172, 156, and 20. Colorless, 95, 87, and 6. Fighting, 150, 99, and 6. Dang, bro. That's what metal kind of cracked, bro. 50 and 36. The metalheads know what's up. Psychic, 265, 186, and 21. Dude, that's crazy. Our league is a psychic is a psychic battleground. That's for sure. Fairy 4. Fairy got 4 dubs. 4 dubs. I would have said that the top types in Gym Leader Challenge are Psychic, Fighting, Water, Well, they're also the most played, right? But then I probably would have said grass or metal is like the fourth. Colorless also is like a potential fourth too. Lightning has had a tough time since fighting got such big buffs. Dark, I mean, that's the thing, is that stuff always changes. Let me tell you again, it would have been inconceivable for fighting to have this record 12 months ago. Inconceivable. 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 Things can change like that. The Pokemon Company is printing cards that are at such a high power level now that like a single set can just do that to a type. You're like, oh, well, fighting's a top 3 type now. Yeah. Colorless was the best deck by a lot for a long time. And it's still good. I mean, look at that. 95 and A's is still a good deck for sure. I think Gym Leader Challenge is in a good spot right now. Obviously, Psychic is very powerful, but there's not really anything. Psychic and Fighting are both very powerful, but there's not really anything that is like correct to remove from the Psychic card pool. I don't think. Like, if there was any card that you would ban because Psychic was like way too oppressive, you would just ban Dimension Valley. But then that just seems cringe, right? Like, you just don't do that. That's like, Dimension Valley is a fine card, right? Dimension Valley is a fine card. It doesn't need ban. It's not overly powerful. It just so happens that every card that Psychic gets is good. Like, the game designers are just obsessed with the purple cards. It's just what it is, right? Like, they're literally obsessed. But this card's not a ban-worthy card is the thing. It's not. It's a totally fine card. Right? And then you've got, of course, like the new, we got new cards. Of course, we've got the new energy coming out, right? What's the next set? Perfect Order. That new special energy is crazy, dude. Like, of course this would be a purple energy. Of freaking course it would. Yo, what's up, Trust Your Pilot? Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Yo, what's up, everybody from Trust Your Pilot? Thanks for joining us here for Gym Leader Challenge League Night. Got 5 rounds tonight, 16 players in attendance. Just commentated over round 1. And now we're just talking about some upcoming Gym Leader Challenge cards from our Perfect Order set. Obviously, Pokepad is going to be insane in Ascending Heroes. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, so Gym Leader Challenge is getting a Master Ball, right? Yeah, and the thing, Psychic's card pool is just consistently just getting cards like this, right? Like, you don't ban a card like this. You never would, right? Because it's just a good card. It just so happens that Psychic gets all the good cards. That's the thing. It is like Psychic just gets all the good cards. So and the thing is, as the curator of the format, I've never wanted to be, it would be so stupid in my opinion to try and make all 10 types equally balanced. That is a silly endeavor, in my opinion. It's not something that is possible since we don't design the cards. If we designed the cards, then yeah, I would be trying to do that because I'd be designing the cards, right? So I'd be trying to make but we don't design the cards. We have no input on how the cards get designed, and the game designers love the purple cards. So it's just kind of like the nature of the format, right? Is that like The format is always going to be indicative of the strongest cards printed by creatures. I think it's obviously very important to weed out the problematic cards, but you know, everybody's got different ideas of what's problematic. I was getting chewed out on Twitter. Somebody was like, Andrew Mahone's terrible for Gym Leader Challenge. He ruined Gym Leader Challenge. He ruined it. Yeah, just, you know, beast stuff. Love it, dude. Love it. You ruined my favorite strategies. You ruined all the fun. Like, yeah, okay. Wah. All right, let's see. Trust your pilot. I just attached an Iono to my opponent's Pokemon. Oh, that was a while ago. Okay. Redeem this code in Pokemon TCG Live for 4 free packs of Ascended Heroes. Okay. Planning a pre-rotation and trainer trial in early March. Yo, that'd be hype. Oh, this tweet. I did see this tweet. 1,000 likes, bro? What the heck, dude? All right. This is the tweet you're talking. Yeah. I did see this tweet. It doesn't look like me. Not even close. Oh, so everybody with glasses is this guy now? I don't even own a pair of white pants. I don't even own. My hair is like, okay, so I've got brown hair. Okay. I mean, I must be owned if it's got 1,000 likes. Yeah, this looks like me about as much as Squints looks like me. People say I look like that this dude looks like... People say I look like Squints. What the heck? Dude, no resemblance. Literally no resemblance. I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all, bro. All right, I see it a little bit. Okay, the fact that I'm wearing my darker glasses today, I have 2 pairs of glasses. I have a red pair too. Mine aren't even black. These are blue. They're blue. I will say I do really like glasses of this style though, like just big, chunky, thick glasses. So yeah, like any white boy wearing these big, chunky, thick glasses, like in a baseball cap, yeah. The other one that people say is that I look like Logic. I don't know that I see this one as much. I think if you get him like at a certain angle with the hat backwards, then I think it's correct. Also, Logic has the butt chin. That's like the big thing, is that me and Logic both have the butt chin. That's the thing. You see my butt chin? Yeah. Me and Logic both have that. So like, that's like the real... I think the Logic doppelganger, like, I get it, right? We wear glasses, we've got butt chins. That's like the deal. Squints from Sandlot, okay. Fine. Sure. But this guy doesn't look like me at all, dude. I would say Squints and Logic both look more like me. I don't even have those rosy cheeks. I don't even have rosy cheeks. I also don't have like a round face, more angular. I also don't even have a why is my camera in the center of the screen? That's where I have it when I play TCG Live. I put my camera right here when I play TCG. Don't you put your camera somewhere? Oh, yeah, you don't have a camera, Trust Your Pilot. Oh, yeah. But this is where I put it when I play TCG Live. I didn't get it. No, sorry. I've got way more swag than this guy. Listen, I wish this... Oh, insinuating you couldn't tell the difference. Okay. I wish this card looked like me because then it would be my favorite card, even if I look stupid. But just I've never made that face before either. How do you... Oh! I've never made that face before. Whoa! What is that, bro? Never done that. Yeah, thank you, Chief, for that tier 2 sub. I appreciate it. You know, thank you. Right. You did know as a major Japanese YouTuber. I know you knew that. I still can't believe that your tweet got 1,000 likes. That's crazy. 1,000 people think it looks like me, bro? That's crazy. What's crazy is that if you are a white guy that shows up to a tournament wearing a hat and like glasses, people might just think that you're Tricky Jim too. I've seen people like take pictures with random people and be like, hey, it was so sick to meet Tricky Jim at the tournament. Like, bro, that is not me. That is not me. That's not me. Not me, dude. Not me. I've definitely seen that happen as well. Like multiple times. So, anyways. Dang, dude. That is a beastly header right there. Gotta say, Trust Your Pilot. Anyways, shouts to Trust Your Pilot. Definitely check out Trust Your Pilot's YouTube and Twitch channels if you haven't already. Fantastic Pokemon TCG Live creator and enthusiast. The grower energy. All right, we got round 2 is up. The grower energy. Also a big deal. It's a good card. I like it. Round 2, we've got Benjamin Morse. Of the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast and Chase Juicy. Man, I'm stoked to be cast in Gym Leader Challenge again, dude. I had COVID last week. Just took the week off streaming. I was just got sick. A lot of people got sick after Toronto. It's just that time of year. Certainly. Jesse says he's got the flu right now. I'm saying, dude, I've had a nasty, like, last 6 weeks. I got sick. Our babysitter, Natalie's mom, watches our son. She got sick. She was sick for like a week and a half. I was sick. Natalie has not gotten sick. That's the crazy thing. Because usually I dodge. My beastly immune system keeps me upright. But Natalie dodged this time. That's crazy. All right, we got the Fighting Deck RDT versus Milo Pump. Chase playing Milo Pump. Ben playing RDT. Yo, take it easy. Trust your pilot. Take it easy, dude. That's what I'm saying, Jesse. Like, I usually don't get sick, but this year I just got bodied. I had like a little flu, which is super nasty. I like have never gotten the flu. I didn't know what the heck was going on with my body. I've literally like never had the flu. But like it felt like I had food poisoning, but I didn't have food poisoning. That's what it was like. It was crazy. It was like 48 hours of like the worst, the absolute worst. And then it was just gone. Which was like insane. And then like last week, I think I probably, I don't know, I got sick from Toronto. It was just a little nastiness. Let's get into round number 2. RDT on the left, Ben Morse versus Chase Juicy on the right with Milo Pump. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Milo Pump. It's got the melodic in it. And Wailord. The idea of Milo Pump is that you just don't play Baxcalibur. And instead of playing Baxcalibur to power up your Wailord, you just play Frostmoth, right? And then you also play Melodic. So you play this Melodic with these Sparkling Ripples. Can allow you to get some key resources back from the discard pile. Stuff to allow you to keep your Wailord healthy, alive, swinging, all that. And then obviously Frostmoth is going to be your major way to accelerate those energy into play with its Ice Dance. But Ben kind of just showing this is what fighting does best, right? You stick the Ogie Dogie out there in the active spot with an Aurora energy on it, and you say, go ahead. you say, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. And then what do they do, right? Like next turn, Ogie Dogie is coming in for 170 damage. It already has 230 hit points. This is turn 1 going first. Ben is presenting a basic Pokemon with 230 hit points. I mean, just like consider that's absolutely insane. That is the power level of cards that the Pokemon Company is printing these days, which is why I say that like any set could just completely flip the Gym Leader Challenge meta on its head. Ogie Dogie was kind of like the first big piece that fighting needed. And then all it needed was like a draw engine, and then bang, Solrock Lunatone. You've got yourself a perfect low to the ground, aggressive draw engine with a turn 1 attacking option in Solrock. I mean, that's just the deck right there, right? That's a whole archetype. Ogie Dogie with Lunatone Solrock. It's crazy. Those 3 cards all brought to you in the Scarlet and Violet block. It just shows you how much things can change when they're printing cards that are of this power level. And the reason why you don't like, as the curator of the format, you never ban cards like this, because it's just like, oh, well, this is just proving that this is the power level of cards that the Pokemon Company is comfortable printing, right? And if you take a look around, you're like, oh yeah, well, there's other Pokemon that are doing 170 for 2 energy as well. Just look at like Iron Boulder, 170 damage for 2 energy. Got a lot of really big basics. I mean, Snorlax before it, right, was doing 180 damage for 3 energy with 150 hit points. And that came out during the Sword and Shield block, the Snorlax from Lost Origin. You've got cards like Druddigon, Revenge for 160 for 2. You've got the Zamazenta in Metal, which revenges for 220 for 3. Has an effective 160 hit points with its ability. You've got the Mewtwo in Psychic, does 180 damage for 3. The new Zacian, 140 damage for 2. So the big basics, I mean, the big basics just keep getting bigger and nastier. My hope for the format is that the Pokemon Company starts printing Stage 2 Pokemon that have been adjusted for the basic level, for the power level of the basic Pokemon that they've been printing. So one of the major reasons why other types have had a hard time keeping up in the Gym Leader Challenge metagame is because the Pokemon Company hasn't given them like cards like Iron Boulder and Ogie Dogie and stuff like that, right? So like there are a few types that have very strong basic Pokemon with the support to back them up. And the other types are trying to like keep up with these hard-hitting basics with stage 2 Pokemon that get one-hit KO'd by them, right? Like Ogie Dogie is going to one-hit KO a ton of stage 2 Pokemon with just 2 energy. Similarly, Iron Boulder is going to one-hit KO almost everything with just 2 energy, right? So like Iron Boulder and Ogie Dogie both doing 170 damage for 2 energy. They're one-hit KOing almost all the stage 2 Pokemon in the format for 2 energy. So why would you play a stage 2 Pokemon that's getting one-tapped by a basic Pokemon, right? For the most part, you don't. And that's kind of where the format is going because all the old stage 2 Pokemon, they're so much harder to get out than the basics. Torterra is like one of the exceptions because it has 190 hit points, which is outside that 160 range, which is good. Now the Pokemon Company has started printing some stage 2 Pokemon with 180 hit points and more, right? Like so you got like the new Emboar from the Black Bolt White Flare mini sets, has 180 hit points, right? That's like a start. But I would argue that stage 2 single prize Pokemon should have 200 to 220 HP. That's how much HP they should be representing. I think that once the Pokemon Company gets to that point where they feel confident enough to do that, if they get to that point. But like if I were designing the game, that's how I would be designing it. I would be making it so that stage 2 Pokemon had about 200 hit points. They got to have about 200 hit points. So they're not getting one-hit KO by all the big basics out there. It's just crazy, right? A big basic shouldn't be one-hit KOing a Pokemon that takes multiple turns to get into play that easily. I mean, that's just like the balance of the format's going to get all out of whack if that's happening. And that's just what happens, right? So that's why stage 2 Pokemon are not great attackers because they just get absolutely whacked by basic Pokemon. But if they weren't getting whacked by basic Pokemon, then stage 2 Pokemon would be more worth getting into play to attack with. You do have some exceptions. Obviously, your extremely powerful support Pokemon, like stage 2 Pokemon can be worth getting into play to fill a supporting role, right? To support who? Your big basics, of course, right? Because the big basics are the ones you want attacking because you could just recur them with cards like Rescue Stretcher, Night Stretcher, all that. And then stage 2 Pokemon, you don't want to die, right? Because like I had to work to get that thing into play. I had to evolve it twice, or I had to play my only rare candy, right? Like that's how difficult it is to get a stage 2 Pokemon in play. You have to actually like work towards it. And so once you get that stage 2 Pokemon in play, usually it has to have a high payoff in that it creates an incredibly broken game state for you that helps support your basic Pokemon. So Gallade and Psychic is a big example of that. It helps you to support your big basic attackers by getting you the exact supporter you need every turn. But then also it just has a very good attack, which is like kind of the reason it sees so much play is because it not only can support your board, you know, when it comes down to it, it's also a very good attacker. Doing 160 and moving an energy back is like, you know, exactly what you would want out of a Pokemon like that. But you can see, for instance, the fighting deck is not playing a stage 2 Pokemon. The fighting deck, this RDT list, is not even playing the Garganacl that accelerates extra fighting energy into play. RDT is just deciding to go just basics only, with the exception of Lucario, the only evolution Pokemon in the deck. Basics, and just stay low to the ground, be aggressive, be consistent, and swing every turn starting on turn 1 or turn 2. And fighting is very good at doing that. And honestly, if you look at like what fighting as a type is kind of like supposed to embody in the Pokemon TCG and what it kind of historically has, I would say this current era of fighting feels like very true to what fighting is supposed to be and what fighting is supposed to feel like to play. Oh, heck yeah. We've got the dice tray is back. That's beast. Okay. I had lost my dice tray. I don't know what happened to it, but Natalie found it because she's the goat. So that's awesome. It looks like Ben going to go in with the Ting Lu. Spread 30 damage to everything with that ground crasher attack. And just look at how amazing this board position is. Really just one energy on Ogie Dogie, one energy on Ting Lu, Soul Rock Lunatone on the bench. Amazing board state. But Chase immediately with the Rough Seas to completely undo that ground crasher. Absolutely amazing. I mean, that's what you want. That's what you want right there. Rough Seas, crazy card to have at a moment like this. Heals 30 damage from all of your water or lightning Pokemon. And I'm sure that he will do that. That is just a very strong card to have. And then with Melodic, obviously, you can recur that Rough Seas as well. So a very strong response from Chase. Ben deciding not to go in for the single prize with Ogie Dogie, kind of instantly getting punished for that decision to go in with Ting Lu instead. But keep in mind, Ting Lu does discard stadiums when it uses the ground crasher attack. So there is some counterplay there from the Ting Lu. I see a comment on YouTube. The new Archaludon is good. The Birmingham GLC side events. Yeah, oh, for sure. I really like the Archaludon in metal. Is very cool. Blocks attacks from basic Pokemon. And I also really like Obstagoon in dark right now, which also blocks attacks from basic Pokemon. So I think that there's some value there with how the format is kind of like evolving. And metal, I think metal is like definitely one of the top types in the format. I would put it right around fourth right now, like right up there with fighting metal or fighting psychic and water. Metal does have a tough time beating water usually, I find, but metal can certainly hold its own and beat fighting and psychic, which is one of the reasons that it's such a strong type. And there are just like different ways to play it as well. And it's got like a lot of support, a lot of really strong support. It's got some really good attackers. I mean, you got that Zamazenta is like kind of your base, right? The Zamazenta is going to go in every single metal deck just because it's like that crazy of a card. And I think one of the reasons why Dark is in such a bad spot right now, a lot of people are like, oh, well, Dark is so bad because of the the twin energy double colorless ban. I mean, that didn't like necessarily do Dark any favors, or colorless for that matter. But keep in mind, fighting is a top 2 deck in the format right now. So like fighting really bullied Dark and really bullied Dark and colorless, like bad, right? And lightning for that matter. And that's kind of just the way that things are right now. There's not really any fixing that, right? Because fighting, that is just what makes fighting so good, is that it is a type that hits other types for weakness. But then also, what's going on is that the Dark deck is also just very squishy, right? Like all of the guys in the Darkness deck have a low amount of HP. Pretty much all of them. Except for like Guzzlord, which is weak to fighting. So like even the guys that are not weak to fighting are still like low HP. Like, same with Lightning, right? They're low HP, so they're gonna succumb to the spread of the fighting deck a lot of the time. So I think Chase maybe mis-sequencing there a little bit. Could have potentially attacked with the Wailord. But does have 3 energy on it now. Doesn't feel great giving the Ting Lu the option to attack with Ground Crasher again. The Phoebus will be protected. It's got the Submerge ability, which makes it so that it can't be damaged on the bench. But if Ben has Silent Lab or Hex Maniac, he can turn that ability off and knock out the Phoebus. The Phoebus does only have 30 hit points. But also, if you're Ben, you're very, very happy to just remove the Rough Seas and do 30 to everything else. I mean, like, you're kind of okay with that. Ben didn't have a very eventful turn, but getting rid of the Rough Seas is certainly fine. I didn't realize Chase went to a 0-card hand. I mean, going to a 0-card hand could have gotten insanely punished if Ben had Hex, right? If Ben has, like, Hex and is able to, like, knock out the Phoebus and deny you Octillery, it's a really tough spot. All right, Chase has Irida, can use Frostlass to accelerate that extra water energy. And then Irida, unfortunately, Irida cannot get Floatstone. Could get a Scoop Up Net. You really want to use Scoop Up Net on like Melodic, ideally. Back in the day, Floatstone was an item. Back in the day. Looks like Chase is eyeing up Water Pokemon. Could get Basculegion. Can't get Floatstone. Don't even grab the Floatstone, bro. Can't get the Floatstone. It's not an item. All right. Devolution Spray and Basculegion. I think going to have to attach the reversal to the active. Does count as a colorless energy, so you could do that. Retreat into Wailord, devolve the Phoebus, evolve into Basculegion. And then Wailord, gonna take the knockouts. Here we go. Hydro Pump, 210 damage. And Chase going to take the first knockout of the game. Now you have to ask, was all that waffling around that Ben just did with Ting Lu worth it, right? Because keep in mind, Chase didn't attack on turn 2. So, I mean, Ben could have been up 2 prizes right now if he had just been swinging with Ogie Dogie. It could have, right? So, and the Ting Lu now doesn't have anything to show for it. Doesn't have anything to show for it. So, I can't help but feel like Ben was maybe taking the wrong routes by going in with Ting Lu there. Got instantly punished for that. And now Chase has the Wailord in the active. Phoebus on the bench, ready to evolve into Melodic. Can get Rough Seas again if he wants to. I mean, just crazy. Can recur that Rough Seas so many times. I think that trying to use Ting Lu is definitely troll. And now Ben is kind of like paying the price for that, certainly. I think that as the fighting deck, if you're this far behind, yeah, I agree. I think that the best thing that Ben could have done is probably go Ogie Dogie, Focus Sash, go, right? Like, you get Ogie Dogie turn 2 going first, like, So many decks are just going to lose to that. Yeah. So many decks. So I think Ben was trying to get a little too fancy with it, but the Milo Pump deck is built to handle the Ting Lu pressure. As we could see, Chase easily able to glance those spread attacks off. And so many decks are equipped to handle Ting Lu now because of how good that card is if it's unchecked, right? But the thing about, and that's the thing about like Dark and Lightning and even Colorless right now, is that Ting Lu will wreak havoc. A single Ting Lu will wreak havoc on all three of those types. And that's tough. There's not really a lot you could do about that. There's not a lot of counterplay. Now here, I vastly prefer Ben to just attack with the Ogie Dogie. Okay. Chase is just going to take the knockout. All right, whatever. It just says, go. Wailord, go. Yep. I think Chase did just find Mallow and Lana off the prizes, so that's pretty big. But when you're trying to set up a 2-hit KO on like a big guy like the Wailord, I really don't like poking it for 71st because I think that, I mean, there's little things that can make a big difference, right? Like if Chase is able to heal that Wailord, could have gone Rough Seas, heal 30, then all of a sudden you're out of range with Ogie Dogie, right? Whereas if you swing with the Ogie Dogie, then you're always in a position where you could take the knockout with a Lucario afterwards. And also, you lose the Soul Rock now. So, like, there's a lot of reasons that I don't like attacking with a Soul Rock there. Because now Ben is out the Soul Rock, doesn't have the Soul Rock to help draw cards. And Chase could have healed out of range. Potentially. Looks like Ben does plan on going in with the Blood Moon now, which will be able to clean up the Wailord. And that's obviously why Ben wanted to spread to the Wailord, because like if you put 3 damage counters on the Wailord, that means Mad Bite's going to be doing 190 damage. Pretty good. Still not a KO, but yeah, Chase could have Mallow and Lana'd that 70 damage, but the Mallow and Lana was prized. He just drew it off the prizes. But that's another reason why you have to swing with a bigger attacker there and not just the Soul Rock. Because poking with the Soul Rock makes it so that you could get Mallow and Lana'd. All right, here goes Blood Moon. I'm not sure what supporter Ben played. Was it Hex? I don't know. He just used Versa Seeker to do something, and he kind of just like gestured to his discard pile, but not exactly sure what supporter it was that he used. We'll see. Ben, what supporter did you use last turn with Versa Seeker? Hex. All right, cool. Cool, thanks. All right, it was Hex. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, so that's a Hex KO. That's tough. That's going to be tough for the it's going to be tough for the water deck to deal with for sure. But I mean, there's certain points like, I'm not attacking with Wailord anyway. But if you can follow this up with like a boss or something, right? This is pretty good. I mean, having the Grudge Dive is certainly good. With the Basque Legion, yeah, that's solid because you confuse, right? So now you're really only kind of like super bodied by like a Guzma, I think. The Basque Legion there is big. Grudge Dive, 120 damage. Confusion, not taking the KO, obviously. Here, though, Ben still doesn't have the Soul Rock to draw cards. I mean, Training Court in play, no Soul Rock. I'm gonna be hard on him for that Soul Rock, letting that Soul Rock go down. That sucks. Not having Soul Rock sucks, bro. The whole deck falls apart when you don't have Soul Rock, man. You can't retreat that. It's got a retreat cost. Oh, Scoop Up Net. Hot dang, Scoop Up Net? That is crazy. Ben still just doesn't have any action on the draw front because he doesn't have that Soul Rock. Okie Dokie is taking a KO, though. Good punch. 170 damage. Scoop Up Net. I mean, but here, Chase has a real chance to come back. Because Ben just doesn't have any draw power. He doesn't have the Soul Rock, can't use Lunar Cycle, used his Versus Seeker to get Hex, and now Chase can just do whatever he wants this turn, right? He's got Frostmoth, he's got Phoebus, he's got Whalmer. He can go do whatever he wants. Easy mode. You can go get Irida, Wailord, Superior. Well, that's kind of the play, right? And just wash this Okie Dokie. 210 damage, fresh Wailord. Up a prize, 3 prizes to 4. Ben kind of dead in the water. Huh. All right, not going for the Superior. Instead, we got Drizzile Letter. Letter for the 2 water. Got it. 2 water, 2 whale. Did Superior not seem like a good grab there? I thought Superior seemed like a good grab. Am I tripping? There's got to be 4 water in the discard pile, right? Thought Whale Superior was going to be the play for sure. I guess he does need 5. That's true. That's true. Training Court gets you 1. And we're going to draw. All right. There's another. Well, there's the Superior. Okay. I guess that's true. Well, you need 5, but then the Training Court can get you 1. Unless there weren't 5 in the discard pile. That's true. How many waters he got in the discard pile? 1, 2? Oh, he probably didn't have 4 in the discard. Probably had 3 in the discard pile. So yeah, I had to sequence that a little bit differently. No, yeah. He didn't have 5 in the discard pile. He only had 3 in the discard pile. So yeah, had to do it a little bit differently. Because I think he rotted some back in. So we're gonna melodic for the letter and then finish it off that way. That's fun. Well, this is cringe. Actually, there's only 1. So this is not a knockout. Oh, but does have the splash in hand or whatever. Okay, so that'll do it. Drizzile for Scoop Up Net. This deck is obnoxious, man. If you just let this deck use all of its abilities, if you just let this deck go Frostmoth, Drizzile, Melodic, it's just so obnoxious. Like you have to like not let them do this. And it's one of those decks where it's like, you want Parallel City against a deck like this real bad. You want cards like Avery. You want Parallel City. You want Hex Maniac. The thing about the Wailord, though, is like if the Wailord is out there, the thing about Wailord is that if the Wailord is out there, you really can't target down any of the other threats, right? Because you have to deal with the Wailord. You can't like ignore the Wailord. which is why you have to just go fast. You really can't fiddle around in the beginning of the game. You got to try and run this deck down. Bro, I heard that the Turbo Blaze guys are hosting a no bans tournament on webcam. No bans GLC tournament. It should just be Control and Amazing Kyogre. Should really be the two decks. It should just be. I think Control is just the BDIF in that hypothetical no bans format, because kind of like, I mean, even years ago, Grant Manley kind of wrote the playbook on it. You could just get to this end game loop where you just loop, like, you could just hand removal and remove and do all that. But then you've also got Amazing Kyogre, which does 80 damage to everything, and you can recur it, right? And do it pretty easily. It's like Amazing Kyogre is also very consistent. Get a turn 2 Amazing Kyogre. It's kind of turn 2 Amazing Kyogre, Silent Lab. It's kind of nuts. It's another big thing that you're gonna have to really worry about. But Turbo Raikou. Turbo Raikou, definitely. We'll see. Maybe I'll play. The guys downstairs asked me if I was going to play, and I said, no, I'm not going to take part in that heresy. But then, I've softened on it. In the hour and a half I've been thinking about it, I've softened on it a little bit. Maybe I will. It would be, God, it'd just be so degenerate, though, right? Like, you're spending time on just something so degenerate. I don't even think that, like, grass with, like, Force of Giant Plants and Force of Vitality could really get in there and do anything, like, better than the other broken types in a GLC no bans format. You do have Research Lab, I guess. So you could think about Research Lab combos too, but still. Maybe Turbo Amazing Raikou. Maybe that is just the best deck. Might be. Turbo Amazing Raikou could be better than. I think it's just so much easier to pull off than the. So much easier to pull off than the Amazing Kyogre. So. It's degenerate like expanded. Yeah. It could be interesting. It kind of would be funny just to kind of, just to see how broken the decks are, for sure. Ben's down horrendous. You poking the Wailord for 40. It's bad. Archeops, what if we just do Research Lab? Fighting with Research Lab, get the turn 2 Archeops. Turn 1 Arkin, turn 2 Archeops with fighting. Yeah, dude. Just no evolving. Yeah, dude. What if we did abolish the ban list? Yeah. What if? Just say screw it, you know, like whatever, who cares? Just a terrible, you know, I think funny for the one time, but like not a format that you're going to want to visit week in and week out, I don't think. It's kind of like similar to expanded format. Like I would play an expanded tournament for the one time right now, but I wouldn't want to play expanded every week right now. Oh God, I forgot about Lysander Trump card. That's like the worst designed Pokemon card of all time. That card didn't even last in standard format. Lysander's Trump card, that card lasted 6 months in standard. The Pokemon Company has never designed a card that bad before. You feel like this game is lasting forever? You're correct. That's because Ben Morse has the most ties out of any player at our league, okay? And I don't mean to call him out like that. Love my buddy Ben. But he keeps the records himself at morsemakes.com. And you can go player records, and you can see who has the highest tie rate out of anybody that plays at our league. And it is Ben. Let's see. No? Okay, he's only got 4 ties. That's not bad. No, Ben's not the most. Alejandro has more. Fran has the most. And it's her birthday. Fran has 11 ties. All right, Ben does have he has a significant amount of ties, though. Which is egregious. Keep in mind, we play with 40 minutes. 40-minute timers. I'm under the firm belief that nobody should be tying in GLC. Ever. With 40 minutes. Giddy up, you know? Now, one of the reasons this game is lasting so long is because the water deck does have like a lot of recursion, right? So it's going to be able to recur things over and over and over and over and over again. But yes, that is one thing that I'll keep telling Ben is that he needs to figure out how to play faster. Everything, just you can speed up all your game actions, shuffling, searching, playing cards, making decisions. They can all get faster, right? And that's the thing about becoming like, if you want to take that next step to being like a great Pokemon TCG player, you need to learn how to make your game actions quick. Got to. I don't think it's going to be a tie. I think that Chase probably is got it. But like, I mean, it certainly could be though, right? Now I heard from a reliable source that Ben won his badge last week, and he won his badge with a record of 4-0-1, and his tie would have been a loss. I heard that. That's what the streets are saying. So you got to pick it up, Ben. You got to pick it up, bro. Everybody knows you're losing this game. But then again, Chase also has to play with some urgency, right? Because he has to know that a tie is possible also. Right now, I'm not exactly sure what's happening right now. All right, Chase is just going to go Hex Knockout. I'm not sure what's happening right now with the +3 turns or the +1 turn. I know that the Pokemon Company International is moving back to +3 turns, and we will also move back to +3 turns. However, I don't know when that switch is happening. And now Ben is like, I got to check the discard pile. Bro. Ben's got no abilities. He's going to just try and bring this thing up and stall. Oh, we're doing +3 turns tonight, folks. In GLC. Apparently, AJ Schumacher confirmed that we can do +3 turns for friendly tournaments. So, yeah, we're doing +3 turns starting now. We're back to +3, folks. Chase Juicy winning that one. Going 2-0. Milo pumping his way to victory. Ben Morse is a sad birthday boy. He's not. It's not his birthday. It's Fran's birthday. Didn't get the outcome that he wanted there with the RDT deck. I think that Ben needed to go in a little bit faster. Probably early Ogie Dogie would have been the routes to win him that game. Also, the turn that he sacked the Soul Rock, I think ended up coming back to bite him a little bit because he was, yeah, I mean, he was stuck for a few turns. Oliver over on YouTube asks, do I think 15 seconds for a search plus a shuffle is enough? Absolutely. Play faster. Play faster. Play faster. Everybody needs to play faster. Play faster. Learn how to move your cards faster. Learn how to play faster. Got to play fast. Got to be good with shuffling. Got to be good with deck search. You got to deck search your deck with conviction. Okay? Know what you're looking for. Know what you're doing. No waffling around out here. Okay? No waffling around. Make game actions with conviction. If you don't know the right play, tough. This is something that I do. Play a card that you know what you're doing with that card, right? And think about what else you're doing while you're playing that card. That's how you keep things going, right? Like, you have to keep the game actions going. You can't just sit there. So, like, your internal timer should tell you I have to play something, right? Like, and that internal timer should be 10 to 15 seconds. Like, I have to do something. So, like, and you can keep thinking about everything else while you're doing a game action that you're confident in, right? But you can't just, like, don't just sit there. You got to keep things moving. Yo, thank you, Dill Daddy Supreme, for the 100 bits. Yo, I cannot stress enough how enjoyable it is when you're, like, at a tournament and you're playing against somebody who also plays, like, at a good clip. God, it's like the best. It's the freaking best, dude. It's the freaking best when you're playing against somebody who, like, also plays quickly. Pokemon is so much more enjoyable when people are playing at a good clip. All right, we got Jack Hoop. Versus Ben Peacock. Both these players chilling with a record of 2-0 right now. As we head into round number 3. Round 3? Round 3. Yes, it is round 3. That is correct. Well, let's go, baby. Ooh, Jack Hooper's got the Garb deck. Dude, I freaking love the Garbodor deck. God, it's my favorite deck, dude. God, the Garb deck is so good. And we're getting Master Ball. I think, well, not Master Ball, but, you know, Pokepad is basically Master Ball. I think we'll probably have Ascending Heroes legal next week. I imagine next week. I'm gonna ask the person in charge right now, my wife, Natalie. So Jack is going to be playing the Psychic Garbodor deck. The idea of this deck is that you can lock down abilities with Garbodor. Has the Garbotoxin ability, which makes it so that all other abilities stop working if Garbodor has a tool card attached to it. So this deck plays lots of tools. Then obviously your best attackers like the Iron Boulder, Zacian, and the Mewtwo that we got in the active spot. Dill Daddy Supreme said, I ordered some full art Japanese Pokepads for $2. $2? You got them for $2? Full art ones? I literally paid $3 for regular art Pokepads. Where did you find $2 full art Pokepads? That's freaking crazy. What? I saw them for $10 a piece. I didn't see them for $2. Now I'm mad. I bought the freaking... I paid like $3.50 a piece for them, dude. What's the card called? Pokepad? Something like that? Oh, Ben Peacock is having a horrible go of it over here. You never want to be just attaching to Lunatone and saying pass. Yeah, Pokepad. All right. Full art Pokepad. All right, here we go. I'm looking on eBay. Dude, what happened? How? I see a $12 one. I see a $15 one. I see another $15 one. I see $12 ones. All right, I do now see some cheaper Japanese Pokepads, which is crazy. There's, oh my gosh, you're telling me this guy's got them for freaking $1.15? That's crazy, dude. You did not have these when I ordered them a day ago. Yeah, I'm gonna just, yep. All right, well, that's cool. I just caught me a dozen. Yeah. All right, thanks for the heads up. I just got a dozen Japanese Pokepads for $13. All right, that'll work. I ordered 8 for $30. I'm so mad, dude. I'm so livid about that. Like literally 2 days ago, they were the cheapest ones I could find, $3.50. Cheapest ones I could freaking find. I'm so mad, dude. I got freaking burned, man. That sucks. I was like, I gotta finally pull the trigger on these Pokepads. They're not, they're just not easy to find. So I like ordered a bunch from Japan. The cheapest ones I could find on eBay were $3. And now there's a listing on eBay. They're $1.19. So, whatever. Oh, Ben Peacock with the Battle VIP pass off the top. Can't play it. This is the saddest game, dude. The Shining Gyarados from Neo Revelation. I know. The Shining Gyarados from Neo Revelation is an incredible card. I have a sob story about that card. If you want to hear it. I used to have a PSA 8 Japanese Shining Gyarados. The one from Neo Destiny. Yeah, it's like probably a $5,000 card right now. Maybe three and a half. Yeah. The Japanese Shining Gyarados is much more expensive than the English one. Looks like raw ungraded ones are like 1,000 to 2,000. I don't know exactly why that's the case, but yeah. But the Japanese one is more rare than the English one. Yeah. All right, that's round 3. Real bummer of a round there, unfortunately, but Jack Hoop gonna take the dub. Let's freaking go. Garbodor advanced to 3-0. Ben Peacock. Lunatone pass. You hate to see it. God, I'm so excited about the cube video I'm working on, guys. It's going to be so sick. It's really coming along. It's almost done, I would say. I just need to I need to do the B-roll, like a little bit of B-roll of just the cards that are in the cube. I'm basically just like finishing up the intro. I'm almost considering just like pulling a late night here tonight until I finish it, because I plan on streaming Ascended Heroes tomorrow, and it's like almost done. The video is like almost done. It is so close to being done, and I'm really excited about it. It's a very fun video, but it needs a little more work. It probably needs like the thing about me and estimating how much time a video needs to be done is that I'm horrible at it. Is anybody else out there just really, really bad at estimating how much time something's going to take? Like, Natalie will ask me how much longer something's going to take, and I'll be like 8 hours, and it's always like 12. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll be able to get this done. Like, I was telling Natalie that I'd be able to get this video done by Wednesday, and now it's barely going to be done by Friday. It's like, what? And it's not like I sit here messing around. It's just that everything just takes longer than I think that it's going to take. And I think that part of it is that I'm an eternal optimist, right? Is that I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like I always misjudge how long it's going to take. I don't know. It's just, I've consistently, like, I have not been able to fix it. So now I just take whatever I think it's going to be, and I add a lot of extra time to it now. And so does Natalie, because whenever I tell her how long something's going to take, she's like, yeah, I don't believe you. And I'll be like, okay, well, all right, then let's add another day or two onto that. But sometimes I come in clutch. Sometimes I'm able to come in clutch with, like, I don't know. Rarely, though. But sometimes I get very excited when I get to come in clutch with, like, actually meeting a deadline that I set for myself. Video editing just takes, like, a very, very, very long time, is the thing about it. It takes, like, an absurdly long time. It's just meticulous. There's really no way around it. Editing, like the kinds of videos that I'm making now, you know, like back when I was doing, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online videos, I mean, those videos didn't take any time because you're literally just taking gameplay, chopping it into the timeline, slapping a little intro on and sending it. But when you start actually making like tabletop productions and things like that, making a tabletop production like watchable is just not easy. Never has been. But it's fun. I enjoy the toil of it. I mean, it's fun. It just is not easy. But that is something that I take a lot of pride in with the channel, is that the tabletop productions have come a long way. And I would say that they're very watchable, considering that there's only one person behind the scenes working on them. You look at a professional production like yeah, I mean, you compare like a production from the Pokemon Company International or like $1 million production, with like an entire team to work on it. There's a lot of times where I'm like, man, like I feel like the one man band sometimes. I'm like, there's literally only like so much that you can like physically do with one person. Should tell locals to play a ban list tournament in February since we don't get new format. Make a cool video. What do you mean a ban list format? What do you mean a ban list format? Let's yap. It's real yapping hours right now, folks, because that was just a GLC TV can confirm video editing takes a long time. It just takes a very long time. And like, look at this, dude. My workspace gets so unruly too. So unruly. Look at this mama jama right here. this thing, dude. This thing, bro. It's crazy. There's just like no quick way to do that, But I mean, I pretty much have done this video like this week. I mean, like I did it. It started like what? This probably take like 3 days. Yeah, like 3 full days of editing, which is not bad. Considering it used to take me a lot longer, but I've kind of got like my systems down. Is it finished? Basically, I need to like, the intro is like not quite done. I would say like the intro. So like usually when I'm doing a video, there'll be like a cold open with like a little 3-minute introduction kind of talking about the concept of the video. That part I'm like working on montaging together right now. Everything's like the bread and butter of the video is completely finished, except for the fact that I need to maybe add a little bit of like music behind it or something. But other than that, the bread and butter of the video is like completely done. And then, I'm just working on the intro, and then I need to do the Dragon Shield ad. The Dragon Shield ad is already recorded. Like everything's already voiced. So like I'm at the easiest part now, which is just like montaging a little bit of B-roll and some stuff over the intro. Do I know how to sync multicam in a Nest and do multicam editing, like playback of all the point of view synced? Yeah. That was like one of the big things that I learned that really helped speed up my editing. Yes, so like, yes, I know how to do all that. Yeah. Yes, that saved me a ton of time. But like, I'm still very scrappy because like I'm all self-taught, but like I know how to like sync things up and then like chop it all in a way that like keeps it all synced. And yeah, I got my own system down that like someone gave me a little crash course on it, like I don't know, maybe 8 months ago. And it improved my editing workflow drastically, actually. That little lesson that I got from somebody who is a professional editor, that was nice. But there's like at a certain point, I don't know. I feel like in order for me to like really get like immersed in how to do things correctly, like if I were to like be doing everything 100% by the book, I definitely like a little scrappy with some things, but like my workflow is way better than what it used to be. I feel like I would have to take like a course on it, and I just don't know that that's ever going to be worth it for me to spend money and like do a course, because I would have to like also take the time to really like invest myself into learning how to maybe like rework. And then anytime you're like anytime you're doing like anytime you're like reworking your workflow, it gets better. It gets worse before it gets better too. That's like the hardest part, is that when you're a content creator, you're like, I mean, you're constantly on a schedule, right? So you need to be doing things. You need to like be getting the work out. Would I ever do some tabletop expanded format? Do I color grade? Color grading is the worst. I try to make sure that no, I don't color grade, really. I mean, like sometimes I'll adjust like the levels or like the lumetri color or, you know, whatever. Like sometimes I'll adjust those, but like color grade, I'm not a color grader. I don't know how to do it. It's exhausting. It's difficult. You have to have like a really good eye for it. Not to mention my cameras. So like it's really easy to match like I try to do everything in camera. So like I have lights that are very nice lights that I can change the color tone of, right? And then like I white balance everything in camera. And then all the cameras that I use the same white balance with the same lights. So I shouldn't have to like, I'm in a perfect studio setting. I shouldn't have to like mess with like the colors too much in post. I shouldn't, right? But the problems with color, and you'll see this in the Cube video, the problems with color that come up are when I have to use my freaking GoPros, okay? Because like the GoPros don't have the same, they just don't take the same quality. They don't deal with colors the same as like my nicer cameras. They just don't. So like you can tell the footage that I take on the nice cameras looks really nice, and the footage that I take on the GoPros looks kind of like crap. And I wish that all of my cameras were like this one, but they're not. So it just is what it is, right? The thing about the GoPros is that they can capture anything. I could just put them on a stick. I can put them anywhere, and they'll get it, right? Which, when you're a one-man production team, that is invaluable, right? Like, because you're butting up against the practicality of actually having to get the job done. Like, I wish everything could look nicer than it looks. I wish everything could look the way it looks with my nicest cameras on them, but like I also can't set all those shots up while also participating in the video. It's just not possible, right? So the GoPros, it's just that they just have so many uses, and I have four GoPros because they're just that useful. You can use it. There's so many projects that you could just like make happen with a GoPro that you might not be able to make happen otherwise. You know, thanks, Lil Will, for that sub. 86 months. I appreciate it, Lil Will. Thanks. Would I ever do some tabletop expanded format? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that sounds fun. We should get Stefan Ivanov out here. We should fly out Stefan Ivanov to do an expanded tutorial and deep dive here on Tricky Jim. That'd be so hype. You know, thanks Charizard for that sub in the 58 months. Yeah, the thing about expanded is I would want to have like a real expanded like warrior here on the channel, because I'm not one anymore. I mean, I used to know a lot about expanded back when it was a tournament format that was like supported, but you know, post pandemic, I haven't kept up with expanded at all. So, it would be really cool to kind of like co-host a. Oh, how long has this round been going on? Oh, they're playing a fun game? Okay, they're playing standard. They're playing literals. They're playing Standard. Standard. They're playing standard. I see. Have I thought about doing tabletop content before Edge of the Fulgurt Games retro events to show like a preview of the formats? Yes, I have thought about it, and I actually have done it kind of once. I did. Yeah, it's just hard, man. Stuff's hard. But yes, okay, so let's... I'm just also not a very organized person. Sometimes that stresses me out. But most of the time, making plans stresses me out. Does anybody else operate like that? Yes, I did do it for the RSPK one. Like, making more plans stresses me out more. I'd rather operate with no plans ever. Like, some people hate operating without plans, and that stresses them out. So they have to make plans, make lots of plans. Me, I'm the opposite. Where, like, if you make plans, then the plans can fall through, and that's stressful. So if you never plan anything, then you never have to deal with things not working out the way you expected because you never expected them to work out a particular way. You see what I'm saying? See, and if you never expect things to work out a certain way, then you can't be stressed out when they don't work out a certain way. Yeah, it's just, you know. You don't like planning because you're unsure of your mood or energy level when plans show up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. For sure. Let's see. I did the... Let's see. So we did, what, 2010. I didn't do a 2010 tabletop before the 2010 tournament. I did. That one really snuck up on me. I don't know how that happened. All right. But then I did do... Before the RSPK one. Where the heck is that? Here we go. RSPK Retro Showcase. Bang. Did that. All right. Before the RSPK tournament. Which was... somewhere here. Like that. Then we did an RSPK tournament. Right there. So that was like, you know, I guess a couple months ahead. I should probably do more, right? I should do more than that. All right, so you want me to do a base fossil stream? I would love to do a base fossil stream. All right, let's see. Calendar. Show me the calendar. All right. Show me fullgripgames.com. All right, what's our next... GLC TV said that's your wife's philosophy. What, to not plan anything? That's funny because it's like Natalie is the planner in our relationship. She's the one who's like, she's the bookkeeper. She's the one who's like very detail oriented. I'm more the vibes guy. Or the which I know can be exhausting, but it's also very important. Okay. It's very important. Us vibe guys, we get a lot of flack, but we also keep the vibes really nice and even keel, okay? The vibes are important. The vibes are incredibly important. All right, Q1. Didn't this get announced? When is this happening? This has got a date on it, doesn't it? Q1. It's definitely got a date. It was announced. I'm gonna ask. But yeah, I would love to play some base fossil. I think it got posted in our Discord, but this should have a date now. We'll see what Natalie says when she gets back to me. But in other news, of course, we've got the Full Grip Games 6K doubleheader coming up. March 28th and 29th. Cool. World Side Event. What? 2006 World Side Event? Okay, I asked Natalie when the base fossil tournament. I feel like we should know that. That's got a date. I think it was announced in the Discord like a month ago what the date was going to be. So now I'm doing some digging. I'm opening up Discord. I'm looking at our locals Discord. I'm sure it's in our locals Discord. I think that's where she said it was posted. In the Full Grip locals Discord. Let's see. Announcements. Pokemon Retro. No. Announcements. No. See, like pulling up, like trying to figure out details just stresses me out. It's just trying to figure crap out stresses me out. I'd rather just not. Someone just tell me. Someone just tell me, bro. I'm here poking around in Discord, man. I don't know where this stuff is, dude. Tournament info. That's got to be it. Doesn't it feel good when you have it figured out? See, Jesse also a very detail-oriented person. That's one of the reasons we worked well together, Jesse. Is because you bring that organizational vibe to the stream and to our friendship. You bring that organizational vibe that I lack. It's one of the reasons we work so well together. Yeah, for sure. Jesse definitely is someone who runs a tight ship. I appreciate that. Listen, I love people who run tight ships because my ship is a mess. I need people in my life that run tight ships. I need it desperately. Can't have me with too many people like me or else nothing happens. Nothing constructive ever happens, okay? Gotta have people who make plans and all that. Events? It's got to be that. March 7th. I found it. It's March 7th. Okay. So, I should certainly do some base fossil tabletop action to advertise for our tournament in the month of February. Can I share that image? Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna tweet this sucker out. Let's do that. The image is on full grips. Yeah. Let's just tweet it here. Bang, bang. Got some awesome events coming up at Full Grip Games near future. Specifically hyped for the base fossil. March 7th. And $3K. All right. Never been to plan a trip to beautiful Akron, Ohio for a Pokemon tournament. Oh yeah, dude. God, this is why I get paid the big bucks right here. What is all this, dude? I'm just trying to tag Full Grip Games. God, I hate this website. All right, for a Pokemon tournament. All right. There we go. Post. Dude, people love my whimsy. There we go. Let's go, dude. Let's freaking go. That's hype. All right. So I definitely want to do some... base fossil then in the month of February. I also want to start doing some post-rotation content with Jesse. I ordered all my post-rotation cards. I've got post-rotation decks ready to get built. Got a busy month coming up. Busy. I know December and January, honestly, in the world of Pokemon cards, December and January, not a lot going on. Just is what it do. They kind of have that, like, it's a huge lull between, like, November and March, really. Because the mini sets are always, like, not really all that. This is the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise, though, so. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy the Celebrations came out 5 years ago? That can't be right. Celebrations came out 5 years ago? That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. All right. For GLC, this card is cool. I like this one. Plus 20 hit points. Yo, Torterra, 210. Yeah, don't mind if I do. This card is obviously incredibly broken, dude. You could just play Goosehala comfortably in your Psychic deck now. In Gym Leader Chat, you don't even have to play Stinky Capture Energy anymore. You've got literally the most broken Capture Energy possible. It's crazy. It's so nuts. The card is so freaking good, man. You could even play cards like Colress's What, Tenacity? Is that it? Yeah, you could even play like Colress's if you wanted to. Because it's just such a good card. Like, this card is so good, you just might as well play. Like, you could just play a card like Colress's Tenacity. Tenacity, get your D-Valley. You could play a card like Colress's Tenacity and just be like, yeah, I'm going to go get my telepath energy and beach. Bang, you're go. Like, what the heck, dude? That's freaking stupid, man. That's so good. It's so good, dude. As a single prize deck endurer, do I think there's any hope for post-rotation Typhlosion to finally have a chance to shine? No. No. I don't. Unfortunately. Dragapult, Dusknoir, Starmie. It's all bad. It's all bad for, yeah, spread decks are still out here like crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now, single prize decks do get a little bit better. I think the best single prize deck is probably, if you're a single prize enjoyer, get on the festival lead hype train. Join me on the festival lead hype train. Pain, I know. Join me. Here, this deck won a City League. All right, these are the, let's see. This deck won a City League, which is just Ogie Dogie Barbaracle. Yeah. And then you've also got, this is the single prize deck that everybody's talking about. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one everybody's talking about. The haunch, dude. I'm not buying into the haunch hype. I think that this seems a little unserious, but like, if it is real, then cool. But like, I don't have my hopes up. The idea is that you use Haunch Crow, discard rocket supporters from your hand, dump them, and then you can R command to just do a lot of damage. You've got Articuno to protect against Dragapult, which is still a big threat. Pulse out here, Lucario out here. Diancie Dusknoir. I think this concept seems really cool. This is like basically the new Lopunny Dusknoir. Is you're just Mega Diancie Dusknoir, which honestly is pretty good. It's pretty good. You're just gonna, I think I'll Garland Ray for 240 damage and Curse Blast all your guys. Okay, yep, seems fine. Still got Dragapult, you still got Grimmsnarl, you still got, I mean, look at all these different kinds of Dragapult decks. All these different kinds of Dragapult decks, right? Z-Man Cuddles, you played a lot of Rocket today? Oh, yeah, here's where we're at. Oh, yeah, dude. Festival lead. Broken. Broken deck, bro. It's just been bad. It's been bad for single prize decks for a long time. All right, so we've got our next round. Round number 4 is upon us. Let's go. We got Hoop Dog on the left. Chase Juicy on the right. This should be a good matchup. All right. Why has everyone got the birthday hats, Jesse? It's because it's Fran's birthday. Happy birthday, Fran. Happy birthday. Will Milo pump badge 3 weeks in a row? No, because Jack is playing the filthy Garbodor deck. It's got Parallel City. It's got Garbodor. None of that stuff should be happening. This is the exact kind of deck you need to beat the Milo Pump deck. The exact kind of deck you need is a filthy, disgusting Garbodor deck. You've got item lock with Frillish. You've got ability lock with Garbodor. You've got big knockouts. You've got Parallel City. You got it all, folks. It's my favorite deck in GLC right now. Love it. It's just all the good cards. You've got Garbodor. You've got Xatu. You've got Malamar. Stage 1, low to the ground. Pokemon. Supporting your big basic attackers. It looks like Chase has got Nest Ball and Snom active. Can use Nest Ball maybe to go get the Basculin, right? Basculin can gather the crew, a little crew gathering there. 45 seconds, Chase. I'm counting, bro. 45 seconds. $45 seconds. I don't be on people for this, dude. I'm gonna have to start yelling down on my walkie-talkie. And that's time. 45 seconds. Now the Snom has a retreat cost of 2, so Chase does have Floatstone in hand though, and Malamilana, so actually plenty of ways to move it. I'm just going to use the Mallow and Lana. That's fun. Sure. Like, why not, right? You can save your Floatstone. Already has Frostmoth in hand. It's pretty good. Doesn't have any other consistency cards in the hand, though. So that's tough. We'll see what Hoop finds off of the gear. It does find N. Mewtwo just kind of going down just to have a body there. Also, I don't mind an early Psy Pump from the Mewtwo either. Psy Pump can just help get energy into play. Now, Chase didn't play a supporter card. I mean, like a draw supporter. But I think at a certain point you do have to go. I don't think that Jack should play the parallel. I think you hold that until you're like removing something. You never play the parallel to just like, well, I hope they don't counter. They always do, bro. So especially if no stadiums have been played yet, it's like the worst time to play parallel is right now. You'd be like, maybe they can't bench something. Nah, dude, they'll find their freaking cards. Don't even do all that. So Chase getting a free new 6 cards here, which is, not ideal for Jack, but that's fine. Jack needs to keep the pressure on and keep This would be a good time to go in with Cleffa. Draw cards. Doesn't look like Jack really has anything here. So you could use a quick ball. Go get Cleffa. Now, something to note. I am no longer playing the Shopping Center in my Garbodor deck. I'm playing Tropical Beach. And one of the reasons that I'm playing Tropical Beach is because Shopping Center is just a dead card early on, and you really need to have optimal turn 1s, turns 2s in order to get moving with the Garbodor deck. You cannot afford to like really stumble out of the gates. So yeah, Shopping Center, not worth it, dude. Get that Shopping Center out of there. You don't even need it. I think that card's a crutch. You got Field Blower. If you wanna break your own ability lock, you can Field Blower your own Garbodor. That's the sauce right there. And also, now that you have, yeah, and now that you could Goose Hala for Beach and VIP energy. I know. MX Riley says, trying GLC for the first time. What type would you recommend for a beginner? Water. Water, Fighting, and Psychic, all great first decks, honestly. If you're like just getting into GLC, if you build like a Water, a Psychic, and a Fighting deck, you're going to have a good time. Those three all play very fun against each other. And they're all very like evenly matched, it feels like, too. So like your favorite of those three. There's some like really good counterplay. The matchups are intricate. Is Jubilife Village a good poor man's Tropical Beach replacement? Sure. If you like getting 5 cards. Sure. If you're okay with a 5-card hand, then that's fine. Personally, I would look into the World Championship ones. You can get for like $30. Or, dude, maybe we're getting I'm thinking that they're gonna reprint Beach for the 30th anniversary. That's my sauce. Also, I think Jack should be playing Cleffa, so I'm not exactly sure why Jack didn't quick ball for Cleffa and go Eek this last turn, or Grasping Draw or whatever. Yeah, instead he's kind of just sitting here not doing anything. So, because I think that is a quick ball at the end of the hand. Meanwhile, Chase is just setting up perfectly. It looks like Jack is just going to get completely run off the table. And again, that's why I don't play the Shopping Center anymore. You just got to have as many live cards in the hand as possible. Shopping Center, not do anything. Quick ball with Lux Cape. I mean, every tool is valuable. You got to think about that. Jack already kind of slapped the Fighting Fury belt down on the Mewtwo pretty meaninglessly. There was no real reason to put that there. So now it's essentially like Jack has thrown away 2 tools for nothing. Quick ball is going to go get Trubbish. Maybe Jack is not playing Cleffa. And Jack's just trying to buy time. Dimension Valley can allow him to draw 1 card with the not to. But, I mean, these are the kinds of starts you cannot afford to have with any deck, really, against a deck like this Milo Pump deck. But it does look like Chase is maybe sitting on Iono. I think he also has Lily's Determination, though. Could just Lily up to 8. And we'll be totally fine. Yeah, and that's what he's going to do. He's got Lily's Determination. Can just fill to 8 there. And you can see just how much momentum is lost by not having a card like Beach, not having a card like Cleffa. I mean, it's game losing, right? That's why pretty much the strategy in my mind in the Garbodor deck is like, if you just start attacking early and get a turn 2 Garbodor, you're going to win so many games because of that. So just do like exactly that. Just build your deck to do exactly that. Build the deck to get a quick Garbodor and swing every game. And if you prize Garbodor, the deck still should be swinging turn 2 every game. Like that's like the ideal. And really, honestly, the Telepath energy coming out is going to make that happen so much more too. It's crazy how good. That card is a crazy card to print. Into Gym Leader Challenge. It looks like off the top, Jack has got a Judge. Set both players to 4 cards. Getting a little bit of life here. Still feels bad that feel bad that you threw away the Lux Cape though, right? Because it's like another tool down. And this is the kind of situation, like if you're playing a card like Judge, you have to have Cleffa in the deck, right? So like, is Cleffa in the deck? Does Jack play Cleffa? It's just so rough not having the Cleffa here, right? You desperately want to Cleffa, you desperately want to Beach, especially out of these hands like where you're judging and stuff like that. It does look like Jack can actually get Garbodor, which is like pretty good, right? Could help bring this matchup to a standstill. Now, I don't know what Jack's prizes are. So either he prized it or he doesn't play it. So I don't know. I do not agree with putting the Psychic Energy on a Garbodor. Don't like that. Wish Jack would have put that anywhere else. I understand that Jack doesn't want his Garbodor to get stuck in the active. Still, put it anywhere else. Like, the Psychic Energy would be better on the Mewtwo just to have it there. Or even on the Not-to just to have it there. Now Chase is actually going to be able to go in with the Wishy-Washy. Doesn't have anything, but Wishy-Washy is going to be able to swing. 130. I see Jack just does not have a lot. Can retreat into... You could try to sleep this thing. At this point, like, you might as well play that Evolution Incense, go get a card out of the deck, thin it. I mean, Jack just needs a supporter. He needs to find like a Lily's Determination or a Research or anything, really. The Wishy-Washy doesn't have to sweep. Jack's got a couple of turns, right? Especially, he could use this Inkay and could put the Wishy-Washy to sleep. Jack has really only played one supporter this turn. It doesn't look like he has a Cleffa in his deck, so that's not an option. He's playing the Shopping Center, not the Beach, so that isn't an option. But he's got a lot of supporters in the deck. Did already play his Trainer's Mail, did already play his Gear, but there's still a lot of supporter cards in the deck. And keep in mind, if Jack just finds like an attacker, All right, the Wishy-Washy wakes up. If Jack just finds an attacker, he can use Psy Pump for no energy with the Dimension Valley in play to accelerate energy onto a benched attacker, because he's got some energy in the discard pile right now. So, like, if he should send up Mewtwo this next turn, for sure. With the intention of accelerating some energy. You could, like, top deck a Pokemon. All right, Chase going to 4. And the thing is, Garbodor's here. So, really, you got to send the Mewtwo here. That, I guess you have a choice with the Garbodor, right? So, it does have the energy. You can retreat. Send the Mewtwo and Psy Pump to the Caress. You got to retreat. Send the Mewtwo. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's do some Psy Pump. Yup. You go put those energy. You got them free, right? I don't agree with it to the Frillish. I think the Crest is better. It does some damage, right? I mean, you could do 110 with the Crest. Item locking? What's the point of item locking? Like, at this point, Chase has played all the cards he wants to play. Oh, now it's bad. We found the Guzma. Oh, it's lights out now. For sure. Jack was able to get the Garbodor up, but never announced a meaningful attack. So this game is just all going to go downhill now. But with 20 damage... Oh, and the Wishy-Washy goes back into the deck. Now, what you want to be doing is to have Garbodor out and actually be attacking meaningfully, but Jack has unfortunately not been able to make a meaningful attack yet this game. Yo, Purple Pikmin wants to get into GLC, should you? Of course you should. Very fun format. You can read all about it. GymLeaderChallenge.com, MoreSmakes.com, Cardboard Warriors, all great resources. GLC TV makes some great videos as well. Gym Leader Chat Lounge, nice GLC podcast. Wait, item lock, item lock. Yo, you're item locked, right? Item lock, item lock, item lock. Yeah, can't do that. All right. Put all the items back. all right, we stopped the items. All right, Arazu went and got those evolutions. That's fair. You can do that. I'll allow it. But Chase doesn't have energy in his hand. So this is quite funny. The Basculegion doesn't like take a knockout because a Pokemon wasn't knocked out. The Pokemon was just shuffled back into the deck. So yeah, it has like this big hand. You could melodic for like a single energy. Just like what a waste, right? You ideally want like a Nessa. Nessa, I think, would feel good, right? But you already played a Arazu this turn. So you probably just wait on the Drizzile. Yeah, I'll send up Basculegion. We're looking at Grudge Dive for 30 angle. But Jack, looking absolutely cooked. I mean, just, again, has not launched a meaningful attack. And you could Drizzile for Irida just to be able to use Inteleon next turn. That's true. Yo, counter energy. That's big. On the Mewtwo. Got the Dimension Valley out of there. Still just kind of a funny situation being under this item lock. The 30 damage. Grudge Dive. One of these got to be a draw card. And there it is. I'm saying, like, Lily's got to be coming up. Got a question in the chat. When is Tag Team releasing this week? Well, JW got stranded in Michigan, so we tried recording when he was in Michigan, and his audio got all super scuffed up. So, yeah, Tag Team. Well, we were all sick last week, and then, like, JW got stranded in Michigan because of the snowstorms this week. It's just been... Yeah, we're working on it. All right, we'll get a new up when we can. Some things, unfortunate things occurred. All right, there's a boulder. I mean, hypothetically, you can like still win this game, I guess. But you like really have... Oh, does play the beach. Okay, all right. Does play the beach. Does play the beach. All right, Hoop. I see you. Still got the beach in there. So I'm wondering what the cut for the shopping center is. I hope it's not Cleffa. I sure hope that the shopping center wasn't cut for the Cleffa. I sure hope not. All right, Tulip. I mean, this is basically what you need to do. You need to Tulip for the guard back. But, I mean, Hoop's got, like, does Hoop have any tools left in the deck? Like, honestly, at this point. And here comes the Wailord. Yup. It's going to be tough. At a certain point, the Wailord out. Everything kind of just falls apart. For the Garbodor deck, Garbodor's got no game plan against the Wailord, really. There's no way to do 240 damage in the deck. And now Chase just going to be able to run away with this. Got the attackers fully loaded. Even got a melodic too. Just nasty. Good God. All of that and Hex. Yeah, Chase got this one for sure, folks. Is over. I mean, Jack, tough Tough sledding there, Jack. It's a tough game. Really stalling out in those early turns when you had Garb up. Like, really, you want to be capitalizing on those turns with Garb by attacking with, like, a formidable attacker. But Jack was just never able to get momentum on his side. Early N into nothing. Judge into nothing. That's going to be game. Is the Cleffa prized? No Cleffa! No Cleffa, Jack! Oh, I hope you learned your lesson. I hope you learned. No Cleffa. Ah, that was the game for Cleffa. That was, for sure. For sure. But GG's, Chase. 4-0 with Milo Pump. Milo Pump has won the last 2 weeks straight. Could be a three-peat for the Milo Pump deck. Could be. Is it someone's birthday? Yes, it's Fran's birthday today. Which is why we've got so many unicorns out here. New profile pic. Is it the best water deck? It's between Milo Pump and, like, you know, Trevor's Hydro Pump deck. Those two decks, I would say. That, I mean, really just pick your favorite, like whichever, you know. They're both very good. The Hydro Pump deck has too many accolades to really write it off, doesn't it? I mean, it's literally performed at all of our 3Ks, every single one. Like, yeah, since we got the new event hall, the Hydro Pump deck has been, like, in top 8, making plays. It won one, right? I mean, literally won one of the 3Ks. I mean, yeah, so you pick your favorite way to play it. But the concepts are the same. I mean, except for that the Hydro Pump does have, like, the Kyogre. It's like part of its arsenal, right? The Hydro Pump version with Baxcalibur, you also have, like, a little bit more insurance on your prizes, having both Baxcalibur and Frostlass. Joe Cornell got the Bleach Bond unicorn look going on. That's beast for sure. Happy birthday to Fran. I think Fran has a tiara. Is that a tiara? Yeah. It's nice. You have the Leafeon prize pack. Hype. Mr. Morse. Wearing his birthday cap proper. Gotta respect it. Beast. All right, we got our 5th and final GLC rounds coming up shortly. I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to be back with our 5th and final round. We'll get to see who is our Week 25 Gym Leader Challenge League champion. We'll be right back after this. This stream is sponsored by Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield makes the highest quality sleeves and accessories for your favorite tabletop games, like the Pokémon TCG. Dragon Shield sleeves are super durable, making them perfect for tournament play and collecting. They also come in a huge variety of colors, so there's always a great choice to match your deck. You can even turn your favorite photograph or design into a custom box of Dragon Shield sleeves using the Sleeve Crafter on DragonShield.com. Head over to DragonShield.com and place an order for your favorite sleeves today. Use code TrickyJim at checkout for 5% off your order. Again, that's DragonShield.com for the highest quality sleeves and accessories for your favorite tabletop games. Huge thank you to Dragon Shield for being a continued sponsor of the channel. Yo, yo, yo. All right, getting ready for fifth and final round, 16 players today. And, now I'm thinking about, now you got me thinking about the No Bans GLC tournament, okay? Turbo Blaze is hosting a async tournament, so like you play takes like a month to play. It's like 4 rounds, and you have a week to complete your round with your opponent. It's a best of 3. Yeah, that kind of thing. Webcam, all that. But they're doing this no ban list GLC event. Dude, amazing Raikou, dude. All right, you got amazing Raikou. If you're playing GLC with no bans, amazing Raikou, crazy card. Amazing Kyogre, crazy card. Control, crazy card. Let Loose Marshadow, crazy card. For sure. Gonna be just super degenerate. Yeah. You can get the information on that. Starts February 9th. The info is right here. If anybody is interested. Wait, it's only 4 rounds? I thought it was 5 rounds. Oh, it's over? Tournament's over? What the frick? I guess 16 players is only 4 rounds, huh? Ah, well. That'll do it for tonight, folks. I've been here since 9 a.m. I'm getting out of here. All right, you guys all have a wonderful night. Chase Juicy is your winner. Hey, congratulations, Chase. All right. That's gonna do it. You guys all have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow with some Gym Leader Challenge. Ascended Heroes Standard tomorrow on the Pokemon TCG Live daytime stream. For all you folks out there looking to vibe out to a stream during the workday, yeah, I'll be streaming during the workday.